Okay, for your mesh pocket, you should have one piece. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut it. You're going to cut off 1.5 inches off of the top. And so I forgot to do that. So I'm going to go do that real fast. Okay, so now that I've cut my mesh, right? So I have a piece that is 1.5 by 9, and the other one is 4.5 by 9. And I'm going to attach it to my bias tape using double-sided tape. Now, I designed this bag specifically kind of as a diabetic or medical bag, but I am thinking about adding in how to do a just regular zipper pocket. So we'll see if I manage to get that. Just because I know some people might not want the mesh pocket as opposed to just one made out of lining. All right, so I'm gonna line up. I have found that using the double-sided tape really helps with not bunching up, especially on my industrial. So I really like to use it. You can always do it without if you feel confident. But I just find that if I don't do the double-sided tape, my mesh tends to bunch up a wee bit. So I'm just gonna put my mesh there, trying to not stretch it as I go, which I'm really bad about. But that's okay. Just do our best. It's the closest I've ever gotten. So now what I'm gonna do, and I like to stitch it on just because I really want to make sure it's going to stay on. You do not have to, but I'm gonna stitch it on while it's open on, on the side with the double-sided tape, and then I'll come back and add it to the zipper. Alright, so I've added that on there. Now I'm going to fold over my double-sided tape, and then I'm going to attach it to the zipper. And again, I do it twice. I do it at 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch, but you could just do it, at 1/4 inch if you wanted. I just want to make sure it'll be extra adhered. And again, I'm using a zipper foot, which makes it oh so easy to stitch it at 1/8 of an inch. I just like to make sure that mesh pocket isn't going anywhere. Okay, so we got the bottom on, and I'm just going to repeat the process. So I sewed that on at 1/8 of an inch with my zipper foot, and then I'm going back at 1/4 of an inch just to make sure that that is on there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my pocket lining, I'm gonna place it on the back, and I am going to stitch it around just to baste it on. Make sure your zipper is straight. You will notice that you have some excess mesh on top and the bottom, and that's okay. Because you know it's meant to be that way so that you have some wiggle room, but you want to make sure your zipper is straight, because if you try to line up your mesh, you could end up with a crooked zipper. So just kind of make sure that your zipper is straight on there. And I like to kind of clip it in place on the sides to make sure that it is on there. And it's going to not shift on me. Oh, another broken one. I think it's the same broken one. I just didn't throw it away. All right, so we're gonna go all the way around, okay? All 4 sides. Okay, so go ahead and cut off any excess mesh at this point. Perfect, I didn't have too much. If you're a little bit short on the sides, you know, it's not too bad. You do have a 3/8 inch kind of stitch at the end, but if you're too short, you're gonna have to redo it, because it has to be that 9-inch width. Okay, so now I'm going to take my last piece and I am going to sew the top and bottom, and then I'll turn it right side out. And I'm going to sew that at 1/4 of an inch. All right, so now I'm going to turn it, and I will then top stitch the top at 1/8 of an inch. Crooked, so I'm happy that each one I make gets better. And so I'm just going to top stitch that 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for now.